We're going to move on over to Linda, who is the co-author of the book that she's going to be doing. Husband, wife, and she has to talk about her co-author, Kevin. She's an attorney at law. And today, we're happy to have you. And she is from the beautiful island of Grenada. Thank you, Linda.
Greetings, everyone, from the Isle of Spice. Today, I'm going to be reading Tamboulay's A Delicious Decision. Now, this is one of the books in the Anansi trilogy. The first one is Anansi, King of the Jungle, and the third is Pandemic in the Jungle, where Anansi may or may not find a cure that we were talking about earlier. So I'm going to start. This book has been beautifully written and illustrated by Kevin Dolland, and I'll show you some pictures from time to time. So let's get started. Today in the jungle, we see our good friend Anansi, fast asleep, cuddled into his cozy bed, having what he thinks is his best dream ever. Anansi, King of the Jungle! Anansi, King of the Jungle! Anansi, King of the Jungle! Anansi woke up from his mid-morning nap and smiled to himself. Anansi, King of the Jungle, eh? I could get used to that. Anansi's stomach rumbled rudely, interrupting his royal thoughts. But the King of the Jungle deserves a king's feast, and I am ready to eat. I wonder what Hamish the bush pig has cooking today. He always has something on the fire. So with thoughts of somebody else's food to fill his meager belly, Anansi left his home and made his way to Hamish's pig's cabin. Oh yes, that's more socially acceptable for Hamish and his fancy days. As Anansi walked through the jungle thinking about all the tantalizing options he could convince Hamish to make, you know, like coconut rice and peas, cheesy corn pie, sweet cinnamon pumpkin pie. You don't know Caribbean food nice? He was interrupted by a flurry of voices. Anansi, I hope you clean up that heap of cobwebs you made yesterday when you were playing cards, you know, shouted Anne-Marie Anne. Yes, yes, I'll do it when I come back, answered Anansi. Instead for her to help me clean it, he grumbled. What you say there, Anansi? Responded Anne-Marie Anne. I said I'll clean the mess, I really mean it. Anansi scurried off. But before he could bend the next corner, it was, Anansi, you still didn't bring back my blender you borrowed from 3 months ago. This was from Miss Cricket. Check again, Miss Cricket. I'm sure I brought it back last week after I used it last night. So I'll drop it off later. That man Anansi could bramble. He couldn't understand why these animals were harassing him this early midday instead of recognizing that he really should be their leader. And as he crossed the road to take a shortcut off of the beaten path going down to the river, Anansi stumbled into Vaughn the vegan lion, just as he was finishing his jungle patrol. Anansi observed how all the other animals flocked around Vaughn with oohs and ahs of admiration as he settled under a tree to shelter the tropical sun. What's so special about Vaughn anyway? Is it the colorful mane, the big muscles? Or is it that he's vegan and a good example for everyone? Psh, nah, they just don't know better is what. They don't realize how awesome I am. They think bigger means better, but they need to learn it's brains over brawn in this here jungle. It's time for them to realize who the real king of the jungle is. Me! Anansi, king of the jungle. I've just finished the patrol of the south side of the jungle and everything is as it should be, reported Vaughn to the awe-inspired animals. The tree trunk in the river that was disrupting the flow of the waterfall has been removed. I've settled the issue between the iguanas and the monkeys. I spoke with the crocodiles about leaving the rabbits alone. You know, friends, the worst thing is when large animals take advantage of small animals. I don't understand why we just can't get along. It really bothers me. And Anansi listened carefully to everything Vaughn was saying. Anansi cleared his throat to take center stage and present himself as the new and true leader of the jungle. Scape the goat ran up to the group of animals and interrupted. Vaughn, you realize a tree fell in the river? I had nothing to do with that, you know. I said to myself, I have to let Vaughn know because I don't want y'all to accuse me of anything. You know, when things does happen in this place and nobody knows, it's always me. Well, you see, started Anansi. Scape, Vaughn interjected. But Scape continued. All I know is I was minding my own business on the way home and I see the tree in the river bend. Scape, Vaughn said again. But Scape kept going. And when I saw it, I heard Scratcher the monkey say, Scape, you throw down the people tree in the river again? I say, Scratcher, you see me throw the people tree in the river? Ha! Scape! Vaughn roared, finally silencing the babbling goat. Don't worry about it. I already took care of it. Okay, because I already tell y'all to leave my name out of that. I don't know why I always get taking blame on me, Scape continued. Oh, well, Anansi, getting hungrier by the second and annoyed at Scape's rambling, jumped in with a foolproof story for a fool to get Scape to move along. Hey, Scape, I have 5 bags of cocoa missing by Miss Cricket, and they saying it's you again. All they could say is me again. And Scape the goat left the group, quarreling and complaining as he walked down to Miss Cricket to clear his name again. Anansi realized he was wasting his time. He wasn't going to convince the animals today that he is really king of the jungle, and he should have been studying his stomach and eaten by Hamish the bush pig already. Well, it was in that moment that Vaughn ended the gathering by saying he needed some rest and proceeded to take out the most glorious, juiciest, mouth-watering mango ever. It looked like it had its own glow. You know those that have their own shine and perfume? One of those. And Anansi opened his eyes wide, wide, wide. He looked at the mango, and the mango looked at him. He was sure the mango whispered, "Eat me." Well, with that, all thoughts about Hamish and his sweet cinnamon pie went out the window. And Anansi had to have that mango, and he knew just the way to do it. Finally, Vaughn the vegan lion said to himself as he held up the mango with a smile. I'm about to turtle you up and cube you into little bite-sized bits of deliciousness and then... Excuse me, Mr. Vegan Lion, Anansi interrupted, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm so happy to get the attention of a big animal like you, and I was wondering if you could help a little animal like me. Not now. You can't see I'm busy, Anansi. Talk to me when I'm finished eating this beauty, said Vaughn dismissively. I've been waiting all day to eat this mango, and I want to enjoy every little bit of it in peace. It's just a shame, said Anansi. You know, if you're not careful, you'll become the very thing you say you don't like in others. What did you say? Growled Vaughn, as his eyes shifted from the mango to piercing into a little Anansi. Anansi continued without missing a beat. Yes, I've seen it all before. Become the very thing you say you don't like in others. Let me explain. I've got a story for you. It happened something kind of sort of a little bit like this. Well, said Anansi, telling the story. Once upon a time, there was a little bird who was tired and hungry, and so much so that he couldn't fly anymore. He came across a shrub where he saw a cow with a banana in his hand, and the cow said to him, "Well, what's the matter?" "Oh, I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten for the last 2 days, and I just need something to eat." The cow looked at his banana and said, "Well, I would share this banana with you, but it's the only thing I have." But the little hungry bird said, "You're so big and the banana is so small, and I'm so small. That little banana can't satisfy you, but it can satisfy me. And there's a field full of cow-sized watermelons just behind that shrub that will satisfy you. Just over there. True story." And Anansi winked at Vaughn. So the cow agreed to give the bird the banana and ran over and had the juicy, delicious watermelons himself. And the bird and the cow enjoyed their fruit, a big fruit for a big animal and a small fruit for a small animal, just the way it should be, fair and square. "Eh, Vaughn?" said Anansi. Vaughn looked skeptical, but Anansi was very small and he was very large, and the only thing vegan lions like more than mangoes are delicious watermelons. Vaughn had a delicious decision to make. It was simple. The thought of giant watermelons as big as a cow was so tempting that he gave Anansi the delectable mango and jumped over to the bushes to get the watermelons himself. I did say a field of watermelons, right? Well, it was more like a field of mud. Watermelons wouldn't be in season for 2 more months. Well, if I tell you Vaughn was furious, vexed to bust, he jumped over the shrubs and ran back to Anansi in a rage, only to find him under the tree, meager belly stretched out to the max, relaxing with mango juice all over his face. "You ate my mango!" yelled Vaughn as he grabbed Anansi's little body. "Do you have any idea what I could do to a little animal like you?" "Well, oh gosh, Vaughn, you're gonna break my bones!" cried out Anansi. Then he said confidently, "I don't think you would hurt me for a mango. And I definitely know you wouldn't eat me instead of a mango with your vegan self. So what exactly are you going to do, Vaughn? Remember what you said. The worst thing is when a large animal takes advantage of a small animal. If you're not careful, you'll become the very thing you say you don't like in others." Well, Vaughn's mouth dropped down to the ground. He turned to the nearest tree and wept. And Anansi, well, he walked off saying to himself, "I still wonder what Hamish the bush pig has left to eat." The end.